What's up, Alberto here. This is the HAC, your channel dedicated to Juve. It is June 20th. I've got all the latest news, and we're going to kick things off, of course, with the second signing set to go down for Juve, and that is the move for Douglas Luiz. It is set to be finalized in a couple of hours from now, according to Romano, Schira, and even Romeo Agresti, all right? So it is going to be Illing Jr., Enzo Barnechea, 25 million euros for Douglas Luiz. Now, who wins in this deal? Is 65 too much for Douglas Luiz? Hit me in the comments. My quick hitters on this one is this. Yes, it kind of sucks that we had to include Barnechea because we wanted Thiago Motta to see him at the camp. However, he was on the fence and kind of somewhat on the market, but we weren't even seeing numbers that are applied to him in this move. So with this move, yes, the overall capital that shows on the books for Juve is a little bit less than if McKennie would have been involved. However, it is still above 30 million euro in capital in this move, on top of bringing in Luiz, who is going to impact our team. So for me, it is a win for Juve, all right? And the drop-off from Luiz, the drop-off from Koop Meiners to other midfield targets is significant in my opinion. So I like this move. The 30 million on the books in capital also opens the door for Giuntoli and Juve moving forward. So it is really hard to say Juve did not win this deal because of the involvement of Enzo Barnechea. I still believe this is a win in the books and on the pitch for Juve. We need ready now guys. Douglas Luiz is ready now, in my opinion, but you know the drill. I got to hear from you. Now we move on because it's not just going to end there. Apparently, Lehmann is going to be involved in this deal, which will be massive for the Juventus women's side, all right? However, we got to see how the financials work there because it is not in the women's budget, so we will have eyes on that portion of this maneuver, all right? But it is a win for me for Juve. Sule was requested by Aston Villa in this move, all right? So the fact that Juve said no makes some feel like, hey, there is this possibility that he remains at Juve. Of course, the possibility remains. However, everything is pointing to the direction that it wouldn't have made sense for Sule to be involved there unless Juve dropped their value of him significantly down, because Aston Villa, it wouldn't have made sense financially for them to drop the value on what Juve is looking for Sule, which is around 35 to 40 million euros for that player. If they did that, we'd be looking at a straight across move for Luiz, and that wouldn't have worked on the books for Aston Villa, and that's why he was not included, all right? However, of course, there's a possibility he could still remain for us, but it was the value in this one, according to Schira and also Romano. Now, the focus apparently now moves to Koop Meiners, and the offer that is expected to hit Atalanta's desk is 35 million euros and Dean Huijsen to get Koop Meiners signed for Juve, all right? So, of course, we will have all eyes on that. McKennie, who was, of course, involved in this Luiz deal originally, now not anymore because he was not finding terms with the club, and he was asking for full pay in his final contract year for Juve to take the leave to Villa. Reports coming out today saying he was never sold on the idea of moving to Villa in the first place. But look, he is listed next to Kean, next to Kostic, next to Milik as out of the project for Giuntoli and Motta. So for me, I stand firm on what I said yesterday. I feel McKennie has shot himself in the foot, not taking a 4 million net offer from Villa for 4 seasons. When we put him up on the market, the strongest team that came in for him was Galatasaray, all right? Now you have Villa, which is a good team. You would be playing in Champions League. You'd be getting significantly more money than you're on now. For what? Out of spite to Juve? And now you're still out of the project at a team that you've just pissed off probably. I think it was a bad move on Weston McKennie's part, and I think he was led in a wrong direction. But how do you guys feel? Did Weston shoot himself in the foot? Let me know. And he is still out of the project next to those other players mentioned. One of those other players, Moise Kean. With Moise Kean, Bologna and Fiorentina are interested. There are also rumors that there is an offer coming in from Saudi Arabia for the player. Juve obviously looking for around 15 million euros, which would be break even on Moise Kean to see him out. All right, now when Bologna comes up, we got to think working him into something, lowering that price tag for Calafiori and trying to bring in Calafiori. All the latest rumors around Calafiori are that the price tag, unless that drops significantly, Juve will not be able to bring in the player regardless of the agreement they already have with him. If Bologna does not budge from this 50 million euro mark to where Juve's looking to purchase around 25 to 30, then it is not going to happen, all right? So we will have eyes on Calafiori, but right now it's not looking good. With Adrian Rabiot, he apparently, through his agent, his mother, have asked for 8 million euros per season while still waiting for Premier League offers. And there is still a lot of smoke around the fact Giuntoli could be shifting into a different direction and looking at Fofana and Thuram, who potentially, even with a purchase price and salaries, could actually cost us less annually than renewing Rabiot, even with growth decree. All right, so this is going to be an interesting one to follow. Chiesa, who will be in action with the Azzurri tonight against Spain. Get your predictions in the comment section, everybody. Well, with him, there is the optimism of the renewal apparently is diminishing, all right? And there is interest coming in from Bayern Munich. Juve values him at 35 to 40 million euros. It does not sound too positive around Chiesa and Juve. For some reason, though, I personally believe a renewal will still be found for Fede Chiesa. Do you share that thought with me, or do you think he's as good as done at Juve? Let me know in the comments. And Chiellini, Giorgio Chiellini, set to return to Juve in September on an ambassador's contract, all right, as he shares that in an interview today, and I can't wait for King Kong to get back into Turin, all right. That's your news break to today. You all know the drill. Like the video, follow us, subscribe, join the AJC Army today, all right? But let me know what you think about all the news you just heard here today, and let's mix it up. Tomorrow, I'm back with another edition as always. Fino alla fine, Forza Juventus, ciao tutti.